So my name is Omar Rampersad. It's 3:32 p.m. July 5th, 2019. So I'm going to show you today's sampling of my being tagged. And the power is turned up, and I can actually feel the pressure on my body. My ankles are swollen because my feet and legs were being pulsed all night. And as soon as I woke up in the morning. It was really hot, so I got up at around 3 and took a shower to cool myself down because I was being pulsed during the night and the temperature went up close to 40. Um, and so I took a shower and decided to try to. The early mornings are good for meditation, so I decided since I was up, I tried to meditate. And of course, as soon as I did that, there were pulses between my legs and breasts. So, distraction. So, because I shield, um, shielding shields basically. So, the only effect that was detectable, since there was no stimulation, was the body heating up and pain, basically. So this is what happens in the building when you have 24-hour surveillance as part of an experiment that's being run, not only on me, but on other people in the building as well. So my body is bloated right now, um, and there is a feeling of heaviness. So the heaviness comes when the power is turned up, and I'm guessing that when the power is turned up, the blood thickens as well, and the valves and in your blood vessels are affected by this artificial um, pressure being put on them when the power is turned up. These microwave signals are increased in power because you can actually feel a pressure on the body. So this affects the blood vessels. So the blood pressure goes up and down, up and down, up and down in relation to the power going up and down, up and down, up and down as well, which will give heart attacks, aneurysms, strokes, and so on. So, how many people, not to be fear mongering, but just to make you think, seeing that 5G is coming along and they're already talking about 10G? How many people who do have heart attacks do you think are being affected, were being affected this way before they died? And for how long? Without being targets. Now, the power in an area could be turned up. The booster signal towers, there are the big cell towers, and then there are booster um, mini towers placed in our environment. Sometimes we don't know that they're there, they're camouflaged. If the power is turned up in those from those towers, then your body reacts. And if you're close to those towers, your body will have even an even bigger reaction. So something to think about. Um, so the power is low right now. It's a lot higher just now because I was suddenly the pain is gone, the backache is gone. As soon as the power decreases, the pain just disappears, just like that, and the body temperature changes instantly. It's an instant reaction. So I'm gonna take the blood pressure reading. I've been taking blood pressure readings for a few minutes now, and as I said, the pressure is going up and down, and Right now it seems to be low on the lower end. So I'll show you some of those readings and I'll show you the one that I'm taking right now. So the tweets I tweeted today are mine, most of them. Well, the ones that I reviewed. Um, my Twitter account is hacked, as my email account is also hacked. So right now, my legs behind the knees, there's a feeling of heaviness, and it's not weight related because it's not constant. Um, I mean, if it was weight related, it would be constant. It wouldn't be coming and going. Um, my weight also fluctuates because of my cortisol level increasing and decreasing as well. So when the power is turned up, the cortisol level increases. So it affects how quickly I lose weight or put back on the weight. So here is the blood pressure reading. So it's on the low side. And I'll show you the last few readings. So that's the one I just took. Number 3. Number 4. So those dates are, that's June 29th. I'll just show you 10. So the date is it went back to June 29th for some reason. Not quite sure why. But let me just backtrack here. See how low the pressure is? And when the power is turned off completely, when there are no signals detected, my pressure is normal, absolutely normal. So if the blood pressure is low and the blood and I'm getting swelling and bloating in my body, I'm wondering, um, is there a relationship between low blood pressure and the bloating and the fluid retention? Because I put on weight very, very quickly, which is a lot of fluid retention. So this is related to fluid retention, I'm thinking. So um, that's today's sample. So on off. I'm curious to see what my temperature is. 36.9, 37. So my obliques is hurting, are hurting. Both sides. 37.8, and that's what I mean. The power is up and down and on and off. And if you look at my other videos that I gave samples in, you will notice that the pattern is exactly the same thing. 36.7, 36.6, that's normal. So I really don't have a fever, as the alarm just indicated. I don't have a fever. So 36.6, 37.4. So there's a difference between the sides as well. So as to why the right side seemed to be hotter on most days is a really good question. It's a puzzle to me. And maybe one of these days I'll get the answer. 37.1. So I'm going to do the blood pressure reading one more time. It's going on 10 minutes. So I'm just, demonstrating that nothing else is going on. I'm sitting in front of the camera and obviously no activity, Nothing else is changing other than the signals. So the signals have to be the only factor that's affecting the temperature and the blood pressure readings and the heart rate. So let's see what the blood pressure is. On, off, on, off. And the back is hurting, and I just got a scan on the chest. Like an acid reflux reaction. And there it is right there. So the power is just being turned up because of what I'm saying. Keep in mind, this is 24-hour surveillance and 24-hour feedback, instant feedback. Now, see the difference between the signals now and the signals a few minutes ago? The alarm was hardly going off, and now it's almost constant. So the power is turned up. And for some reason, I'm not getting readings on my monitor. Sometimes it errors out. There we go. See, the power is turned up. So the blood pressure must have gone up. And sure enough, there it is. 158 over 91. And look at the heart rate, 130. So I just demonstrated that the power was down when I started the video. And as soon as I started posting and talking, the power went up, and so did the blood pressure, and so did the heart rate. So it went down again. So let me take the pressure one more time. So the power seemed to have gone down. So the right side was hotter because the right side seemed to be targeted right now. And maybe that's the answer to my question as to why the right side was hotter. Because it seemed the right side is being targeted more than the left. So nothing else is changing other than these signals. So the only reason for these changes in these readings is these signals. And sure enough, there's the blood pressure, 108 over 72 and 87 heart rate. So these up and down in blood pressure readings and heart rate affects your heart, affects your blood vessels. The valves in the blood vessels will be affected. If the power is increased exponentially to give excruciating pain, you can get aneurysms because it actually affects the walls of the veins and the arteries. It expands and it doesn't go back down to, at least I'm guessing this is what happens. It expands and it doesn't quite go down to the normal size, or the walls are affected with so much pressure that it can burst if the pressure goes up really, really high, even for a short period of time. So it's going on 15 minutes, and I'm going to shut it off there.